Hi, everyone. It's Tracy Malone again. I'm going to talk about our third webinar in my series of 6 for the summer. This one is targeted for people who are divorcing a narcissist with children, perhaps. You don't have to be divorcing with children, but this one's on communication and documentation. Everybody comes to me and says, well, what am I supposed to document? And how come my lawyer isn't listening? And people have given me their documentation and it's like this big and it's so scary to read. Even for me that has been listening to all of this drama in their lives, a lawyer is not going to know how to decipher, put it together. This is going to be your job. And so communication and documentation to me are tied together, right? Because if you don't, if you don't document their communications, you're missing an opportunity that could show and reflect some of their behaviors. Because as you know, they're probably lying about you, telling you you're a bad parent and all the other things. So how do you prove it? We're going to talk about that, right? Because if you look at, how we communicate with the narcissist during this time, everything you're doing can and will be used against you. Period. It's probably the only thing in family court that will apply is your communication can hurt you. If you get angry in texts, even though you're not the angry one, they can use it against you and say, she's the angry one. And then it's tit for tat. You've got angry texts from them and they've got angry texts from you. And the judges, I don't know who's really angry. So let's just ignore it all. And you're throwing away the narcissist's bad behaviors with one infraction, which is ridiculous when there's so many on the other side. But what if you could do it correctly, right? If you don't do it correctly, it can affect your parenting time. It can show that you are angry or that you don't communicate or that you're keeping the children from them. You need to understand how to document their behaviors, how to communicate the right way. And, you know, I'm going to go over some things like there's a lot of strategies out there that are designed, books that tell you how to communicate with a narcissist to soothe their ego so that you get what you want without the fight, right? It's so easy. They're so egotistical that you could just say one little word and all of a sudden you've got them. And this is what we want to do. And if they are bad, we want to learn how to document what they're doing. And sometimes with narcissists, as you know, they do stuff, but it's offline. It's not in the text chain. It's not in the parenting app, but they've just said something horrific, like they're not going to bring the kid back or whatever it is. Let's get it into the text chain. Let's document it. Let's show the court that they didn't pick up the children today, not just on the telephone call, but let's put it in and learn the strategies of organizing this stuff. Because as I said, I've gotten reams of papers and it's confusing. And if you don't do it right, it's not going to help you. We also have to learn how to like work against the reaction. They're doing it to get you to react. How do you do that, right? We also have to learn how to pull patterns of their behavior together, because patterns have a lot more power than one-off little different things, right? So we're going to talk about the rule of evidence gathering. Do you know that there are 5 rules of evidence gathering in a divorce? Not just narcissistic, but let's talk about that. And let's just learn how you can show the abuse and win, right? How you can take back your power, how you can just be the one in control for the first time because you're doing this part right. I have this webinar. It is August 6th. It's 11 to 12 Mountain Time. There's a link in the bio up above. There's a link down below. Please join me. This is the third one out of 6 for the summer. They are all intended to help you get through this and educate you so that you make less mistakes. So join me for this free webinar. We're going to have all these free gifts as well so that you learn the strategies that will help you win in this arena. This is Tracy Malone. I can't wait to see you on the webinar. We're also going to do some free questions at the end. So bring your questions and let's dig into the documentation and communication parts of going through a divorce with a narcissist.